We got God tier, we got playoff tier, we got mid tier, we got below average, we got trash. And this is a perfect start because we have not the Atlanta Falcons, the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are what we call trash. This might be the worst team we've seen since the 17 Browns when they didn't win a game. They might not win a game, but I think they will win one because that is really hard to do. It's harder to go win 0 games than probably win all 17. Honestly, that is being honest. Like, you can accidentally do something right harder than you can accidentally do something wrong. All right. So after I take one more sip, we're going to get into the Falcons. Yeah. Welcome, Caleb Williams. Your new home in Arizona. Have fun. Rent is free because you're probably going to send Kyler Murray to, I don't know, probably the Browns after Deshaun Watson destroys that team. But yeah, you're probably going there, but who cares? Oh my goodness. I'm dying over here. Atlanta Falcons. How good are the Falcons? Actually, I'm changing this. Should I do like win totals? Nah, they're below average. We're going to get into predictions later and stuff. But Atlanta Falcons are definitely a below average team. They're not incredible. They're not good. Let's just move on. Everyone's hyping them up. I don't think Desmond Ridder's going to be that good. Bijan can't carry that whole offense as a rookie. So, did they add any wide receivers? Or who's their number one? Oh, they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Mid means you have to win. You have to be a really good 7-win team, and I don't see them as a really good 7-win team. I see them as a mid 7-win team, not a mid 8-win team. So there's a difference. Ravens, will they make the playoffs? No, not this year. Lamar is going to have his late season injury again. That's going to postpone the postseason for him. Yeah? See what I did there? Buffalo, God tier. What do you want me to say? God tier is reserved for the top 5 teams, and you can't tell me that Buffalo ain't a top 5 team right now. Carolina Panthers, with Bryce Young, it's going to be a slow start to the season, but they're gonna heat up by the end of the season and probably finish third in the division, 6-7 wins. They're going to be all right, but they're just not going to be incredible. Then we have to go over to the Chicago Bears. I'm going back and forth with mid and below average because Justin Fields can't pass the ball, which he's shown in the preseason, but he can run the ball extremely well. They have DJ Moore now. It's going to be a very fun team to watch, but are they elite at what they do? I don't think so. They're a very good below average team though. Like, I think, I said anyone who's going to win 8 games is mid. Well, hold on. We can't do that now. That's for next week. But they're a very, very good 7 to 9 win team. I mean, I just feel like I can't put them in mid yet because they were so bad last year. The Bears were so bad last year that I can't put them in mid. Bengals, they're better than them right now. They're my favorite to win the AFC. I mean, I think they are going to win the AFC. Objectively, they are the best team in the AFC. Like, roster-wise, no, but I think skill-wise, they have the best offense in the AFC, and I really don't think it's that close. So, yeah, that's why I'm taking the Bengals. Browns, people are high on them making the playoffs, maybe even being a God-tier team, but we have seen nothing out of them. So, between these two, I'm very much going back and forth between mid and below average. But let's see what they did last year with Deshaun Watson. Let's just look up Browns' schedule real quick and see how good they were with Deshaun Watson last year, right? Because you're like, oh, Deshaun Watson's so much better than Jacoby Brissett. Oh, okay, so apparently it doesn't go back. But we're still doing this. 2023, hopefully this gives me an option to go to 2022 because I'm guessing it does. Yup, right there. All right, Deshaun took over after this Texans game. He won that, but that doesn't count. So he went 2-3. Deshaun Watson went 2-3 last year, and he lost to Pittsburgh and New Orleans. He did beat Baltimore somehow. Because they didn't have Lamar. Okay, and that was like a Christmas Day game, so it doesn't really matter. But okay, so I'm gonna toss them right. No, they're not better than the Bears. Who am I kidding? They ain't even better than the Falcons. They are below average, and I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be their starting quarterback after this season. Cowboys. This team is so underrated, but it ain't a top 5 team. They're the best team that's probably going to be put in that playoff tier. But this added Stephon Gilmore. They were in the playoff. They were the best team in the playoff tier last year, but they added Stephon Gilmore. They're so close to God tier. They're just not quite better than like the Bengals or Bills. So, which is why they're going to have to go at the top of playoff tier. But if I could add a tier in between, called Cowboy Land or Jerry Jones season, I would. But Trey Lance is not. If Trey Lance has to take over that team, they will be trash. Next up, Broncos. I'm going back and forth between below average and playoffs every day. So I'm going to toss them in mid because Sean Payton is going to turn that ship around. Okay, he's going to turn that ship around. But is Russell Wilson going to go back to cooking or not? I don't know. Lions, they are definitely going to be a playoff team for sure. Actually, the playoff team is just anyone who wins more than 10 games pretty much, but actually plays like a 10. Like, you are a 10-win team. You're going to play like a 10-win team is what you have to do to be a playoff team. So yeah, that's what you need to have. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so I've been going back and forth once again between mid and trash. The more I see out of the Packers, the more I think they're trash because they're so honestly, I have to do it. The Packers are that bad. They are the youngest team since 2016, dude. I don't see them having success because the team in 2016 that was younger than them went 4-13, which is probably what I have the Packers doing. I don't think Jordan Love's gonna have a good first year. They're gonna win 3 to 5 games this year. They're gonna come back next year, be mid, and then they're gonna be between here. But actually, no, they ain't even gonna be mid next year. They're not gonna be good. The Packers are a trash team as of now. I think they could surprise us and be mid, but probably not that. So they're gonna belong there for today. The Texans, still in trash. Better than the Packers, better than they were last year, but they just didn't do quite enough for me to be like, oh, these guys are actually gonna be an average or to below average team this year. They have not done that. They added what? Robert Woods. What's Robert Woods gonna do? Like, they should go out. No, Damian Pierce. I don't know. They're not terrible, but they're not gonna win a lot of games. Same with the Colts. That defense actually has some really good pieces. They still have Quentin Nelson, but I think Anthony Richardson is gonna be awful this year, which is why I have them being worse than the Packers. He'll be worse than Jordan Love. He'll be worse than Joshua. No, not Joshua Dobbs. No, he ain't being worse than Joshua Dobbs for real. He is not worse than Joshua Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs got traded for a 4th-round pick to be the Arizona Cardinals starter. They must have saw something in him last year when he was playing, because I don't know. I didn't see anything in him. Jaguars, another team that's just as good as the Cowboys pretty much. They almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the 49ers, but they almost beat the Chiefs. So they're definitely going to be a playoff team. Trevor Lawrence is my MVP for the season. Him and Joe Burrow, actually. But yeah, I think he's going to have an incredible year. I mean, Josh Allen still needs an MVP. Patrick Mahomes could get a 3rd. Aaron Rodgers could get a 5th. Ty Peyton Manning, but nah. Honestly, we should have done the Chiefs first because it's the easiest one. God tier. Let's just say you have Patrick Mahomes. You are always going to be in the God tier. Patrick Mahomes could take the Cardinals roster, and I'd still probably put him in the playoff tier at least. Colts, they're going to go in God tier. Packers, they're okay. Never mind. Chargers. Ooh, okay. So the roster is definitely good enough to be around this area, but their coach kind of they have such a good team. J.C. Jackson, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. How old is Keenan? Keenan's in his 30s now. I think Mike Williams is going to take over, but no, they ain't even better than the Broncos, so they definitely are a mid-tier team. If I see the Broncos having a better season than them. Broncos could actually make the playoffs. Chargers could actually make the playoffs. Ravens could actually make the playoffs, but I don't see any of them actually doing so. Rams. This is a team that I think could surprise people and be a playoff team, but come on. You have Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay. That's all you really need. But when you look at their other pieces, you're like, I trust Cam Akers to have a good year, but a lot of people don't, and that's fair. That's fair. Raiders. Okay, you got Jimmy and Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. Not bad at all. This team could surprise some people and actually be good. Like last year, I thought they were going to make the playoffs because they had made it the year before, and then they added 2 good players. I was like, this could be like a really good team. But then it ended up having the thing, because you have Josh McDaniels, I think they're better than the Rams and the Panthers, but I don't think they're quite as good as the Browns. I mean, you're in a tough division too with the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs, so they're probably going to be a below-average team this year. But honestly, I could see them starting off hot and like ending slow, like the Dolphins do every year. Talking about that, they're right here, but they're actually going to make the playoffs this year. Hold on, let me do some math. Yeah, they're making the playoffs this year. I did my math correctly. They're better than the Lions. I mean, pretty much every AFC wildcard team is better than like a lot of the AFC is so stacked you don't even realize it. Okay, Vikings, mid 8-9 wins, maybe a wild card team, but honestly, I don't see it happening. They're just not very good. Patriots. Okay, so I'm high on the Patriots this year. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to be a tough year. This could be Bill Belichick's last season. I don't see that happening. I see them staying in this race of being mid like they were last year. They were the year before, kind of. They made the playoffs that year at least. But Mac should be able to carry a little bit. Ramondre Stevenson's a dog. He's going to have a huge year. That's why I'm going to keep him in mid tier because, I believe in the team. Mac needs to have a bounce-back season, though, for this to happen, which I do think is going to happen because I believe in him. You saw him in his rookie season. He almost won Rookie of the Year over Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, bro. Golly, I need some more wine. So, that's why I'm going to roll with them in the mid-tier. I know a lot of people are saying they're probably going to be a below-average team, but honestly, they had a good draft, too. Christian Gonzalez, he's a pretty good player. Saints. Probably going to be a playoff team this year. I mean, they really do belong in the mid-tier because they're not that good. Dennis Allen is really going to hold them back. But we're going to keep them in the mid-tier just since they're mid. They're mid. Michael Thomas hasn't played a full season since 2009. He hasn't even played. In 2019, he didn't even play all 16 games. He hasn't played a full season since 2019, okay? And guess what? 2020, he got paid $12 million. 2021, $12 million. 2022, $12 million. 2023, $12 million. 24, 25, $12 million. So he has 6 years. He's literally stealing money from the NFL for sitting on the sidelines. We can't let this happen. We can't let this happen anymore. Michael Thomas needs to, there needs to be some sort of reduction on his pay for just sitting out on purpose, like faking injuries, bro. He literally is trying to be Ben Simmons. We can't let that happen. Giants made the playoffs last year. Added Darren Waller. You really don't think I'm going to say that they're a playoff team again this year? They are so slept on. I know their schedule's tough, but they are going to be a playoff team. You know what I mean? They're going to play like a playoff team, but they might not make the playoffs. That is what this tier list is about. This isn't predictions on wins. This is predictions on how they're going to play. Jets, A-Rod, Delvin Cook, Allen Lazard, Sauce Gardner. What do you want me to keep going, Quinnen Williams? Do you want me to keep going? I don't think you do. These are the villains of the these two are the villains of the NFL right now. The Mahomes-Rodgers show is going to be crazy when they play each other. Oh my. I can't wait till Monday Night Football. I really can't. And I do think the Jets are going to be a really good team this year. You can't put a team in elite when they didn't make the playoffs the year before, but they added a top 4 quarterback of all time. Added a top 4 quarterback of all time, but you can't just put them in God tier right away. They have to steadily build up to that point. Let's see. Eagles, they're probably a little bit of trash because their Super Bowl run last year was all right, but it really didn't show us that they were going to do anything this season. That was last year. There's a huge difference between last year and this year. Steelers, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. They're probably the best team in football. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year probably. And, the Georgia Bulldogs who won the national championships. So they're literally going to just steamroll the NFL. Steelers. Okay. I messed this up. Dolphins. Well, they're going to play like a playoff team anyways until the last 2 weeks of the season. And they're going to toss. Steelers. Kenny Pickett season is here. Kenny Pickett season is here to stay, might I add. Because he is a dog, okay? Kenny Pickett was preseason MVP, and it wasn't close. He was going off, and nobody was stopping him. He was slicing defenses. Bruh, oh my goodness. I'm so excited that I'm going to be right about Kenny Pickett. That if I'm not right about Kenny Pickett, I'm going to do something, okay? Kenny Pickett, if he doesn't have a 4,025 year, Something bad is gonna happen. Okay, he's gonna go off. Steelers are making the playoffs. Mike Tomlin's record stands for one more year at least. Seahawks. Let's save them for later. 49ers. They belong right there as the 4th best team in the NFL. Once again, they will underperform in the NFC Championship game for the 3rd year in a row now. But it's been a long time coming for these guys, but they're still not going to win that Super Bowl that they've been waiting for, I don't know, since Joe Montana or Steve Young, I'm pretty sure. Whatever. Buccaneers, another team to drag into the trash tier. Actually, they're probably better than them, but people are hyping these guys up like they're going to be a 5-win team. Kyle Trask is going to be your starting quarterback in a couple weeks. Yeah, nah. Titans. I have faith in these guys to be mid this year. I really do just see them as an 8-win team. Because let's look at them last year. Mike Vrabel is your coach. Do you want me to say that one more time? Mike Vrabel is coaching these guys. Yeah, no, that is an 8-win team right there. A good 8-win team with Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, and Ryan Tannehill. Might add Kevin Byard. You know, these guys are also terrible. That Week 1 game between the Commanders and the Cardinals, I don't think anyone's going to want to see that. But I am interested in Joshua Dobbs. Like, is he actually good? Or are they really just trying to get Caleb Williams? Which is probably what they're going to try and do, so whatever. And finally, the team I had to say for last because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, because these guys are my sleeper team, bro. These guys are actually so good, and you don't even know it. Like, no, they're better than them. They won 9 games last year, and brought back Bobby Wagner. They got JSN. Oh, JNS. Jackson Smith-Njigba. Okay, whatever. But they're so good. DK Metcalf, Chris Carter. Oh, Chris Carter? Kenneth Walker. I'm so used to saying Chris Carter. Remember when he retired? That was pretty sad. But I have them currently as the 9th best team in football. And I really do believe that if they won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be shocked this year. Geno is going to go up to that top 10 probably. Ooh, I have an idea now. That has given me an idea for our next segment. Blade and Kirk. But we'll get to that in a second. Check out a video coming tomorrow about that. But, yeah, the Eagles are definitely in God tier for now. The Chiefs, I mean, they're Super Bowl champs. These guys just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. They were in a Super Bowl just a minute ago, and they have Christian McCaffrey now. So, Bills waiting to get to that Super Bowl, but have probably the second best roster in the NFL. Cowboys trying to get there. Jets, well, we'll see. Jags, MVP, T-Law campaign. Okay, pass. Mike Tomlin's record is staying. Mike McDaniels, I really do believe in. Darren Waller is going to help out a lot. Lions, Dan Campbell is going to be biting kneecaps all season. Saints, I'll pass. Sean Payton's here, so you guys will be better this year. Have fun. Chargers, yeah, whatever. Ravens, have fun getting injured, Lamar. But you do have weapons this year, so maybe you will make the playoffs. Bills staying. That last season was fraudulent. Titans are going to tighten. Bears, I could see guys making the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to happen. Falcons, pass. Deshaun Watson, Josh McDaniels, Bryce Young could be a very good quarterback one day. Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp are not enough to bring this team to the playoffs. A good turnaround year. Way too young. Kyle Trask is your quarterback. Sam Howell's a 5th-round pick. Anthony Richardson is not NFL ready. And name more than 2 players on this team. That is going to be it for this.